In this video, we will show how to create a Neon API token and set it up as an environment variable so you can use it in both R and Python for downloading Neon data. As of June 2026, Neon is requiring an API token in order to download any Neon data. This requirement is intended to reduce bot scraping and to improve user support. To generate a token, you will first need to create a Neon user account if you don't already have one. To do this, navigate to the Neon website, neonscience.org, and click on Sign in the upper right corner. This will bring up a pop-up with either a login or a sign-up option. I'll go ahead and show how to sign up for the first time. There are options also to sign up with Google or CI login. Once you've signed in, you can click on the My Account in the upper right-hand corner. You can authorize, which will load a page that populates your name automatically. You can fill in your organization, title, country, and ORCID ID. And then you can also select products of interest, sites of interest, and so forth. To create a token, first you need to send a verification email. Once you have verified your email address, you may need to sign out and sign back in. Back in your My Account page, if you scroll down again, you can now see the API token section and a little box that says Get API Token. Click on this to generate a token, and here you can see a token has been generated, which you can copy. It shows you the expiration date and the state. If you ever need to delete or create a new token, you can either disable it or delete it in this Actions panel. Now that the token has been saved to the clipboard, we can set it as an environment variable so your code can access it securely. In R, we typically store persistent environment variables in a file called .renviron. An easy way to open or create this file is with the useThis package. In your R console, run useThis edit renviron and click Enter, which will pop up the .renviron file. Within this file, you can add a new line with the format neon token equals, and then paste the token that has been copied to the clipboard. Press Ctrl S to save, and then you can close this file. You'll need to restart R for these changes to take effect, which you can do by clicking Session, Restart R. And then once R has restarted, you can read in the token to a variable called token, using sys.getEnv neon token, and then confirm that the token has been read in by printing it. This token can then be used in any neonUtilities function or whenever you run scripts that interact with the Neon API in order to download Neon data. Next, let's set up the token to use in Python. In Python, environment variables are usually set at the operating system level or stored in a file called .env or .env for your project. A common approach is to use a .env file along with the python-.env package. First, create a file in your project directory at the root level called .env. Here we've created it at the root level of the Neon Data Skills repository. And then in that file, we've typed neon_token equals and then copied the token from the clipboard. In your Python script or notebook, you can load the environment variables using the python.env package as follows. First, import OS, then from .env, import load.env. Then, if you're located in the directory where you have the .env file saved, you can use load.env. And note that if you are in a different directory, you can specify the path to the .env file. If it's successfully located, you should see the output true. You can then read in your token using os.getEnv neon token, and then ensure that it's been read in properly by printing it out. You can use this token in your neonUtilities functions or in any scripts that interact with the Neon API. In summary, starting in June 2026, Neon logins are required to download Neon data from the portal, and API tokens are required to download Neon data programmatically. In this video, we've covered how to set up a new Neon user account and create a Neon API token in neonscience.org. We also showed how to configure the API token for use in both R and Python using a .r Renviron file for R and a .env file for Python. If you are working in a Git repository, you will need to exclude these file types by adding them to your git ignore file to ensure the tokens are secure. To follow along with self-paced online tutorials, check out the Neon tutorial page shown here and linked in the video notes. We have 2 tutorials that cover setting up API tokens. A short version which covers what was shown in this video called Set up a Neon API token, and a longer version covering a few more options for using tokens in R and Python called Using an API Token when Accessing Neon Data with neonUtilities. Please check these out along with any other Neon tutorials of interest and subscribe to the Neon Science YouTube channel.